Okay, I am going to go through entering your test answers, or in this case, practice test answers, into EdCite. So if you're feeling at all nervous about the test in EdCite, this is a great video to watch. So I've done my entire practice test on the paper, and now I'm just going to enter my answers into the practice test. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. When you take the actual test, your questions are going to come to you at a random order. So just because this particular question is the first one on your paper, it's not necessarily going to be the first question that you see. So I did this problem on my paper, and I found that this first point was not a solution and the second point was a solution. So this is just a quick click yes or click no. For the system of inequalities, again, you have to plug your x value in for x, your y value in for y, and see if the inequalities are true. And I found that the 0.45 worked for both inequalities. The 0.3 negative 1 did not. The 0.05 did not. This question, hopefully by seeing a part A and part B on your paper, you'll realize that there are two parts, but please make sure you pay attention to this. There are two parts. There's part A, which is graphing the system, and then if you scroll farther, part B, where you type in the answer, the solution to the system. So for part A, first I click on the line for y equals 2. That is a horizontal line, so then I go down here and grab my points. And the beautiful thing about the horizontal line, you can put your points super close together, you can put your points super far away. As long as you have a horizontal line at 2, it's going to grade it as correct. Then on my paper, I found that this other equation is y equals positive 3x minus 1. So I need to put one of my dots at negative 1 for my y-intercept, and then a slope of 3. So from this point, up 3 over 1. That actually puts our second dot perfectly on that solution point. So our solution point is 1, 2. And so down here I would type in 1, 2. Don't forget to scroll down below the graph. Both of the things that you have to graph on this EdCite test involve a part B. So if you are graphing, there is more, scroll down. This next one is a multiple choice. So we tried to solve this system. We ended up with 0 plus 0 equals 0. When you lose, when all of your x and y's disappear and you have a true statement, that means infinitely many solutions. If we had ended up with 0 plus 0 equals 12, that would be a false statement. That would be a no solution situation. This system, now when you're entering these on the test, please make sure that you look very carefully at which system it is. So this one's 5x minus 3y equals 10, x equals 4y plus 19. For that one, I got a solution of negative 1, negative 5. This one, make sure I'm on the correct system. I got a solution of negative 2, 3. And on this system, I got a solution of 9, negative 13. Okay, again, I want to reassure you, the word problem on the test is very similar to this. Basically, this first sentence is your first equation, and the second sentence is your second equation. So your equations are 4x plus 5y equals 88. Your second equation is 2x plus 2y equals 40. Shirts are x, hats are y. I found out that my x was 12, so shirts cost $12. Your hats are $8. Notice that the dollar sign is already there outside of that box, so you don't have to worry about entering the dollar sign. You just have to type in 12, type in 8, and you're good to go. Uh-oh, it froze on me. If your test freezes while you're trying to take it, it is okay to try hitting the reload button. It does save your answers. If you're scared to hit the reload button, just raise your hand to get my attention. I'll come over and help you with it. I will make sure that your test is not lost. But the other good news is you have a paper copy. So we have systems in place to protect your answers so that if something terrible happens with technology, we are still okay. All right, graphing the system of linear inequalities. The nice thing about this is that they are both already ready to graph. Y is greater than or equal to negative 3x minus 2. We need to click on line A and choose if we want dashed or solid. This one I want a solid line. Our y-intercept needs to be at negative 2, and our slope needs to be negative 3. So down 1, 2, 3 over 1. Then I'm going to enter line B, and again, look to see if you want solid or dashed. We want dashed. This one is a horizontal line at 2. I strongly suggest that you get all your shading done on your paper copy, because if you put this as your answer, this is a wrong answer. You can only select the final solution area, the area that is double shaded on your paper. So make sure that you do this problem on your paper and find that double shaded area and only select that area in your final answer in EdCite. Also, don't forget this one has a part B, so scroll down. We decided that the point 2,4 was not a solution, so pick it up and drag it over to not a solution. 3,2 was also not a solution. 1, negative 5, and 0, 0 are solutions. So drag them into the area for solution or not solution. This one requires a little bit of work, and notice it is multiple choice requiring scrolling. So again, do your work on your paper. Get what you think is your correct answer on your paper. I did this out and figured out that the lower left portion, this little itty bitty wedge, is the correct shaded area. So this one is my correct answer. And that has me answering every question so I can end my test at 100%. Woohoo! Now, keep in mind, the test will be a scrambled test. So you may have your first question on the back, your next question on the front. Your paper copy is there to help you, but you will need to look around on the paper copy to match that question with the question that you see on your screen. Good luck.